All right, let's go check out that forecast now. It's windy out there. It's point blank and simple.
I mean, I tell you what, hang on to your hats, ladies. It's a ponytail day. You probably already know that, but that hair is whipping all around. Yeah, it's one of those days, and the wind is going to stay up for us as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon. So don't expect a break from it anytime soon. Let me show you what's going on outside the ABC4 studios. I love to show you the camera looking at the colonial flag on windy days like this because it really just shows you how strong those winds are. Now, remember, this is a very large flag that's up there outside of our station here. So when you see it standing tall like this, you know those winds are really gusting out there. And also notice off into the distance there, that hazy kind of view that's showing up, well, that's because the wind is actually picking up a lot of that dust and blowing it around as well. So that's another issue we're dealing with thanks to the winds. Look at that temperature, though, very mild. 83 degrees outside the studios. More on that in just a moment. But let me show you the visibility. Yeah, the visibility map. No, we're not tracking fog or low clouds or rainfall out there. We're tracking blowing dust. And you can see the visibility down from 10 miles down to 7 here in Salt Lake City. Same story as you get towards Milford. So some areas of western Utah dealing with some of that blowing dust with these gusty winds. Now, as I mentioned, ahead of this front, we've got some very warm southerly winds that are punching up those temperatures as well. So again, it's 83 degrees currently in Salt Lake City, 82 in Provo, 80 in Ogden. It's almost 80 degrees right now in Logan, so you know it's pretty warm out there. St. George, you're at 87, heading to Lake Powell this afternoon, 85 degrees already. And we've got some 70s and 80s sprinkled in across central sections of the state as well. So the big story today, of course, is the wind machine cranking up. We're stuck between an area of low pressure, a pretty strong low pressure that's deepening to our west, and an area of high pressure, a big strong area of high pressure. And these two areas are going to combine with this frontal boundary here to really help to enhance those winds and continue to create those gusty winds for us as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon and evening here. And we call that the wind machine as these two areas of pressure work together to create those strong winds. And that's something we're stuck with. Let me show you the wind gusts out there right now because they're pretty impressive. A 51-mile-per-hour wind gust being clocked right now in Milford, 57-mile-per-hour gust in Cedar City, 43 in Enterprise, a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust there in Bryce Canyon, and 40-mile-per-hour wind gust there in Marysville as well. Notice up along the Wasatch Front, not quite as strong, but still seeing some gusty winds at times. A 48-mile-per-hour wind gust clocked here in Salt Lake City, 40-mile-per-hour wind gust in Tooele, 46-mile-per-hour wind gusts even for our friends in Park City this afternoon. So yeah, it's pretty much windy across the board. Now we start to focus on our next big weather maker, and it's an area of low pressure moving inland off of the west coast. This is going to bring us our next chance of precipitation across the area. It's going to bring us a big pattern change really here. Look at the temperature outlook. Of course, this afternoon we've got on the west side of that high pressure area, so we get that southerly flow and those above average temperatures, but that area of low pressure dives in by tomorrow, bringing a big dip to the jet stream and below average temperatures back to the Beehive State. So a big change on the way. You can see the Wasatch Front. Once that front moves through, here we go, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, below average temperatures. But even the same story, even though you're not going to see much rainfall from this system, southwest Utah, we're going to see those temperatures dropping off below average as well. So as we take a look at futurecasts, gusty winds ahead of that front, but we're dry today. Here we go into your Tuesday. Look at the active weather returning by Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night into Wednesday. A lot of chances of some valley rain and rumbles out there. And even in some of the high mountaintops, we could be talking about some snow actually falling again with this system. So a very active pattern setting in with those rain chances ramping up again, especially late Tuesday into Wednesday as this next system rolls on through. St. George, 91 today with those windy conditions, and then we cool it down by about 20 degrees into the 70s here for the middle of the work week there, and we stay pretty much unsettled across the Wasatch Front. Again, windy and 88 today. How about highs struggling to get out of the 50s by the middle of the week with an increasing chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms?